Spartans, welcome to the Spartan Up Podcast, your grit and resiliency partner. You know, when you're feeling a little dull during the week, we come at you, we rip you off the couch, we pull you out of bed. That's what we do. Check out this guy, Alex Ferreira, just won his second gold medal. When we sat down with him, he only had one under his belt. Literally, his dreams are unfolding in front of us. Normally, we meet somebody super successful. They're telling us about 10 years earlier how they did it. It's happening right now with Alex. So it was a real pleasure to sit down with him. There's a moment where he describes from the beginning through his whole process on his skis earning the silver medal. And I'll tell you, there were 20 people in the room. We were all leaning in and super pumped on his story. And it really goes to show you what's required in achieving silver in anything you do in life, in a relationship, in business, in your job, etc. So I think there's a lot to learn. Stay tuned, listen in. By the way, if you love this stuff, check out Spartan Edge. It's at learn.spartan.com. In case you didn't get that, learn.spartan.com. You can learn how to become a vegan. You can learn to get rid of your fears. We're going to give it to anybody that's listening or watching the podcast for free for a year. All you got to do is go check out Spartan Edge, go in, type in podcast as the code, and guess what? It's on us for a year. That's our commitment to you.
Hey Spartans, this is a really special interview. I'm sitting here with Alex Ferreira. Alex, I was going to introduce you as just being on the national freestyle ski team, and then I realized I'm actually sitting here with a world champion, with an Olympic medalist. Dude, this is huge.
Thank you. Yeah.
So what is a halfpipe skier?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. I'm grateful to be here. But a halfpipe skier entails jumping and twisting out of these icy walls, typically at night, and landing and coming down, raising your hands up, freaking out, and the crowd's going nuts. But yeah, I'm a professional halfpipe skier, and I've been doing it since I was 10 years old.
So how long is that?
I'm 25 now, so 15 years total.
25 years. And so the Olympics, that was most recent Olympics?
The most recent Olympics, 2018 in Pyeongchang, South Korea.
Phenomenal. And then world champion. Was that last year as well?
I was the overall Crystal Globe winner, which is the overall tour leader for the season, and that was in 2018 as well, yes.
Big year.
Huge year.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So, our viewers and our listeners, they come from all different backgrounds, right? Like some are business people, some are athletes, some are Spartan racers. And what they're looking for is they're all trying to figure out how to be better, stronger, more resilient in life and things like that. Your sport in particular takes a lot of resilience because you made it sound so wonderfully easy, right? You flip up, you spin around, you land, you stick your arms up in the air, but that doesn't take into account the number of times that you didn't land on your feet.
Totally. I mean, when I first started skiing, I was the worst kid on the team, literally the worst kid. But I just loved the fact that I was skiing and out there with my friends and jumping through the air, and I couldn't let it go. Yeah. So I just kept trying, and then you start getting better and better, and then over time, you start to build these dreams, and then it's crazy now because I'm kind of seeing my dreams unfold in front of my eyes. So to be on both sides of the spectrum it's a beautiful thing.
So somewhere along the way, that's really important what you said there. Somewhere along the way, it goes from you're out there having fun, and you realize, hey, maybe I'm actually okay at this, and then all of a sudden, like you say, you start to have these dreams, right? You start to picture a path.
Right.
So how much of that is played into it? I mean, the physical side of it, obviously, you're on the trampoline, you're doing the work, but how much of this is mental? How much of this is that side of it?
I would say 90 to 95% is mental. It's about believing in what you're doing. It's about being confident when I put my ski boots on and when I click into those bindings, that I know I'm going to land that run, that I'm going to get in there and get it done. So, I mean, of course, the physical air awareness, of course, you got to go to the gym. Of course, you have to be physically healthy. But for the most part, I would say if you don't believe in yourself and you're not there mentally, it's going to be... The odds are, it's like Gary Vaynerchuk. The odds are already stacked against you.
Sure.
Now, if you're not positive and if you're not believing in yourself, then it's almost twice as hard to do anything.
When you say that you have to have the confidence, where does that confidence come from?
I want to walk into the room with as much humility as I possibly can. Mm-hmm. And I want the other athletes surrounding me to feel like I'm not this cocky just narcissistic guy, because that's not the case. Yeah. But my coach was telling me, Ilana Chase, she's like, listen, you can be that humble guy, but when you get on snow, you have to be ruthless. Yeah. You have to be yourself, because that's the only way you're going to make it to the top. Yeah. I was being too nice, like, oh, no, why don't you go? It's my turn, but you go. Yeah. No, take your turn and do right by yourself.
You know, one of the secrets to why we have such a great podcast that nobody knows is that we have the genius of Marion, who is our producer. And something she pointed out to me that would be a really valuable thing to talk about is what it actually takes to put the pieces together to do what you do. You know what I mean? Like, obviously there's the practice and everything else, but to actually put together a trick, learn that trick, master that trick to the point where you can go out and dominate with it. What's that look like?
I guess the first step would be is you see this trick in your mind, or you see maybe a trick that somebody's done before and you say, oh, I could add to that, or I could do that with a different grab. Maybe I'll try that. So you see it in your mind. And then my process has always been, okay, I can see it in my mind. I'll go to the trampoline. Go to the trampoline, practice it there, throw the pad, make sure you can do like 100 perfect. Yeah. And then after that, you go to what's called water ramp. So it's this plastic or turf coming down this ramp and you jump off into a pool. And then there's bubbles coming up from the bottom of the pool to break your fall so that the ski bases aren't slapping so hard. So then you perfect your trick on the water ramp, maybe 100 times there.
I just want to hold that for 1 second. I love that you're saying you go and you do it 100 times here first. And then you go and do it, you're not even on snow yet. You've done it, perfect 100 times here, 100 times there.
Yeah. See it in your head 100 times. Do it on the tramp 100 times. Go to water ramps, do it 100 times there. And then you bring it to snow on what's called an airbag. So it's about 50 by 50 feet, and there's these 2 quarter pipes and or a jumping into this huge airbag. So you jump on with your skis, normal boots. You do that probably into the bag 100 times, so it feels like what it would feel like coming off the snow and then landing in an artificial landing. And then after you've done it there, then you bring it to snow. And the first one, my coach always says, the first one's free. But it's not that free because, you could die. Yeah. It is ice what you're landing on after all, yeah. So then once you work up the courage to do that and you land on snow and you perfect it there, that's just the first spot. That's just the first step, because it's not one trick that'll win you the run or win you the contest. You need 5 tricks. Yeah. So to string all those tricks together can take years and years. For example, my run to get second place at Pyeongchang at the Olympics took 5 years to perfect. Yeah. And I had only done it for the first time that day of finals in the Olympics. So it's like the stars really do have to align, because not every day is perfect. Yeah.
And you talked earlier about visualizing. And when I'm picturing you, or I'm picturing somebody that I'm watching on television at the top of that run, and you see that moment before they go, and they're looking down the run, and you can almost see their eyes moving. You're picturing exactly how your run's going to go. Oh, yeah. So tell me about that part. Like, you're up there at that moment, you take that breath, you're about to go. What's that feel like?
You're giving me the goosebumps. I feel like I'm getting into the gate right now. But that moment it's intense, and you're either ready or you're not ready. So for me, I like to visualize in complete darkness in the steam room, because then I can see myself taking off, perfecting the trick, going huge, and then landing. And then you string those tricks together with the transitions of the halfpipe.
I don't think people get the hours and hours and hours. So somebody's going to a job interview, right? And they don't take the time to prepare for that job interview. They don't take the time to study the company. They don't take the time to practice their answers. You're practicing 100 times in your head before you get on the bag, 100 times, before you get on the trampoline, 100 times on the trampoline before you get on the ramp. Yeah. So just that level of commitment that you put into it sets you apart. And I don't think a lot of people understand how much that takes. I
love seeing the hard work pay off, because no part of my skiing has come to me easy. I was the worst kid.
That's important too.
Yeah.
You weren't just the natural phenom.
No, all the kids that were the natural phenoms, all the kids that were getting the sponsorships and getting free product, they were the first ones to quit. Yeah. And it's so crazy that I'm in this position and I'm sitting here when really I thought I was the worst.
Hey, so let's go to the Olympics. I haven't been. You have. Take me there. I want to hear about that moment. So the run that was actually the run that got you the silver medal. Once every 4 years, you've put in thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of preparation, and you're standing there. This is your shot. Tell me about that.
Yeah, every time I talk about it, it makes my heart like beat like crazy. But so for the 2014 Olympics, they take 4 guys, and I was the 5th guy. So huge dagger through my heart. Yeah. All my best friends are going. They're all talking about it. Instagram's going crazy. And I'm sitting in Aspen, and I'm super depressed. But I didn't let it get to me. I decided to go to the Halfpipe that day, and I just decided to train by myself. I wasn't going to let anything get in my way. So it took 4 years, but in those 4 years, I started to really prepare myself. So like I said, I was going to the gym every single day. I was going to the trampoline every single day. I was going to the steam room. I was visualizing myself getting there. I was sleeping 10 hours a day. I was eating properly. And the day finally comes. I get second at this event. I clinch my spot to the 2018 Olympics. One of our U.S. team coaches comes over to me. He's like, listen, he whispers in my ear, Alex, I did the math, and it's mathematically impossible that you're not going to the Olympics, that you cannot go. And I was like, I'm going? And a couple tears start pouring down my face. I'm like, oh my God. I remember the morning of, I thought I was going to die.
The morning of the competition.
Morning of the event.
Yeah.
I wake up and I feel this roller coaster of emotions. It's like back up and down, up and down, up and down. I was dry heaving. I couldn't talk to anybody, hands and feet sweating like crazy.
Be careful, you might get what you wish for. Here's your living your dream, right?
Exactly. Like, and we get up there, a few training runs. I hadn't fallen on one training run all week. And right before the finals, I fell on one of the training runs. I'm like, oh my God, what does this mean? Is this an open? Yeah. And it goes to show, don't take anything too seriously or personally. It's not an omen. Yeah. It's just you messed up. Yeah. So I get up there, and it's about time to drop in for the first run. And what's pretty cool is that I actually got to go to the Olympics with one of my best friends, Tornator Wallace. And he dropped right before me, and we give each other a hug. And I'm like, I love you, bro. He's like, I love you too. I don't watch anybody's runs. I didn't watch his run. He drops in, and then it's my turn. I'm skiing into the corral, and it's very intense. It's very quiet. My coach is looking at me. She's giving me the eyes. I'm like, it's game time. It's really time. And I'm remembering, okay, I'm here. Now all of my training, everything that I've put in comes down to right now. I've put in the work. Mm-hmm. I know what I'm doing. I'm confident in myself. Just go do it. So I give her the head bump. Boom, let's get it. 2 pushes, skating in, drop in, match the transition perfectly, come across, huge lift, right side double cork 1260 mute, perfect landing, coming in for the left side double cork 1080 safety, boom, land switch, coming in, oh, huge lift for the switch 720 Japan, land, coming in, 2 tricks left side double cork 1260 mute, flip over the second time, boom, high on that transition, no movement between, coming for the final hit, come on baby, lift it, boom, big pop, down the pipe double flat spin Japan, land. Exactly how I saw it in the steam room is how it panned out in real life. Arms go up, swinging the pole, fire me up baby, losing it. And I can't even believe it. Score comes in. First run out of anyone. I was the only one to land a first run during the finals. 92. And while you're waiting for the score, they're playing this heartbeat music in the background. It's going doof, 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 doof. And I'm like, oh, as if this moment couldn't get any more intense. Yeah, I'm like, oh, shnikes, like freaking out. Run 2 comes around. And the plan for run 2 was to add in another double flip. So the first time anyone's ever done that. 5 doubles in a row. Never been done before. So same deal. Give Torn a hug. Talk to my coach. She's like, yeah, that's what we're playing on. 5 dubs. First time it's ever been done. Let's go. noggin. Let's go. Same thing goes through my head. Add in the switch double cork 1080, land it. Come down, score, heartbeat, 96. Like, oh my God. Riding up the chairlift. I think I might win the Olympics. I'm like, 96? I don't think I've seen a 96 since like 2006. Yeah. Third run comes around. Plan is just do it better. Just go bigger. Get up there. Same routine. And by this time, I've landed 2 runs, and I'm really happy with the position I'm in. And I'm smiling. Really taking it in. Because who knows if you're ever going to go back to the Olympics. I could slip off the curb tomorrow and break my knee, or I could get hit by a car. You got to die. You got to enjoy every second of it. So give her the knucks. And I'm smiling. I remember I'm listening to this song called Drinky. Deep house music. I feel like I'm going into a Euro club. Yeah. And I drop in, and I completely black out. I was in some sort of flow state, as a couple of the guys
So the
talked
first
about
two you
it.
can describe perfectly, and the third one, the next thing you know, you're at the finish?
Next thing I know, I'm swinging my pole. I'm like, I have no idea what just happened. I relied completely on my preparation, and it all worked out. I mean, score comes in 96.20, I want to say. Yeah. So 3 runs in the 90s, and I came to the Olympics, and maybe I didn't win on the scorecard, but I won in my heart. Oh, yeah. I did everything that I could possibly do. I put in every single ounce of energy, heart, love, passion, everything. I didn't leave one thing on the table, and I can sleep easy at night.
Oh, yeah. I'm really, really glad you just told that story, dude.
Thanks.
That's incredible. Holy smokes. Hey, I want to mention, I just saw Joe walk in.
We will be right back to this episode, but first we are going to talk to you about Spartan's official nutritional partner, USANA. Johnny?
Yeah, we actually had the great opportunity to interview Alex Ferreira. Alex is a world champion freestyle skier, halfpipe. He won the XGames, silver medal at the Olympics, and he's a huge believer in USANA, much like thousands of professional Olympic athletes all over the world and Spartan racers.
True. And so they have these awesome AM, PM type nutritional pills or tablets, whatever you would call them. But they also have a lot of other products that he was raving about. Vitamin C booster, right?
All kinds of stuff. USANA actually has a full spectrum of nutritional products for people of all ages. I think of something myself, really important to my age.
Yeah, but I mean, I also think about you as a race director. You're traveling all over the world, you know, flying to Australia or whatever. Sometimes you need to give your immune system a big boost before you're doing that. Just like Mr. Joe Sena is in a new country every day, and you really got to make sure that you're fortifying yourself or you get worn out. Just, you know, athleticism applies to traveling too, I think.
100%.
To learn more, visit usana.com. That's USANA.com.
Joe Sena.
Joe, nice to see you.
Jump in here, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm going to slide over, make room for you.
Make room for me.
Yeah.
I heard that. Blew me away. That story was unbelievable. Me nuts is why more people don't treat themselves like Olympians, or why like CEOs and companies don't treat themselves like Olympians. As I'm listening to you, I'm saying we should all treat ourselves that way. We might not get gold or silver, but we're going to perform better. We're going to be at our best self.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you give yourself the best life ever? Why wouldn't you want to wake up every morning and see your hard work unfold? Why wouldn't you want to better not only yourself, but better society?
Yeah, so what do you think holds people back? Like, what is the difference between what you did and what Olympians do and what the average person does?
I think the biggest difference is I believe in my own bullshit. I believe in myself till the end, and I'll do whatever it takes. I don't care what anybody says. I don't listen to anyone unless it's great advice. But for the most part, I listen to my body, I listen to myself, and I believe in myself.
And what about when shit goes wrong? Because it goes wrong for all of us, right? Even Olympians. Do you dwell on it?
No, I've actually heard a couple professional athletes, especially Shaun Waite, talk about failure and how you learn more from failure than you learn more from success. And it could not be more true. Every time I win a contest, it's the best feeling in the world. But every time I lose a contest, that stays with me for a while, and I remember why I lost.
But don't dwell on it.
No, you got to move on. It's nothing's personal. Don't take anything personal. Don't be emotional. Give yourself some time alone, but for the most part, be yourself, and you got bigger and better things waiting for you.
Because that's what we hear a lot. I don't know if you agree, John. We hear a lot from people, let's call them civilians, or everybody else, non-Olympians, right? Because it's only, I mean, it's not even 1%. It's 1% of 1% that make it to the Olympics and achieve what you've achieved, Alex. But what we hear from civilians is, oh, I'm stuck. You know, Alex had it better. This person has this. You don't understand. I'm a victim.
Yeah. Don't ever play the victim card. The universe will not play out for you in that light. It's like Jocko Willink. I actually haven't read his book, Extreme Ownership, but we were talking about it this morning, Jason and I, and don't blame anybody but yourself. It's no one's fault except for your own.
I'm surprised you're referencing Jocko, because you and I happened to be at a table 2 or 3 months ago, and we were around a couple of negative people. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. And they were going on and on and on for 20 minutes. And I said, time out. And I said, what are you doing? I mean, I gave him that exact message with you sitting next to me.
I heard what you said, and right. I learned it from Jeremy Bloom. He was a 2-time Olympian, 2-time NFLer. Now he owns a great company called Integrate. He's a huge idol of mine. But I went down to visit him actually before the Olympics just to talk shop, talk career, get a little insight about the upcoming year, because it was the biggest year of my life. And he goes, Alex, once you start winning, all the politics will go away. And that was the most poignant quote I've ever heard, because once I started winning, all the malarkey started to fade. Everything started to disappear. No more voices. Oh, yeah, we're not going to pick you for this contest. You didn't make it. Well, I won the last 4 in a row, so I'm pretty sure I'm going.
But it's funny, right? Because when we were sitting at that table, and again, not pointing out who, they were very negative. They were victims. They were complaining about this. They're complaining about that. And my response was, and this applies to everybody listening or watching, that's wasted energy. Focus on winning. That's it.
Why are you focused on something that you don't want to happen? You want to focus on something that's going to happen. 100%.
Which you could control.
Take your destiny into your own hands.
This guy is like the next Tony Robbins. I love it.
Hey, Joe, that's something actually that he mentioned earlier, how important reading is to you.
Right.
And you mentioned Tony Robbins. You mentioned Gary Vaynerchuk earlier. You mentioned Jocko Willink.
How come you're not mentioning
Ray
me?
Dalio.
Because I'm with you.
I'm in the middle of the couch here.
Clearly, I don't make the cut.
But where did that come from? Where did that? I keep kicking the mic here. Where did that joy of knowledge and learning and all that come from?
Well, I was training a lot for skiing, and I was really happy with my growth there, but I felt like I was wanting to grow in other areas, and I wasn't getting it just from going to the gym or just from training. I needed something more, something to fill an intellectual capacity of mine. So I started listening to podcasts, and specifically Tim Ferriss's, and I just started absorbing everything that came into my ears. Actually, one of the first podcasts was with you, episode 16, I'm pretty sure. And this is before I knew who you were. This is before Spartan was.
I should at least get a piece of that medal. I want a little piece, just a crumb of that silver.
No, it helped me. It truly did. But yeah, I was listening to his podcast, and you were on it, and I was like, oh my God, this guy is amazing. He just doesn't say no. He's relentless.
You weren't talking about Tim. You were talking about me.
I'm talking about you. Well, Tim is relentless, too, and I hope to meet him one day.
Tim only works 4 hours a week.
Exactly, yeah, right? Come on, 4-hour body? What are we talking about here?
It's all bullshit.
But, yeah, I listened to your podcast, and I was like, okay, I see what it takes to make it. And I was just absorbing everything. He asked the question, what book do you gift the most to anybody? And people were putting up great book recommendations. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to read that. I'm going to read that. I'm going to read everything I can get my hands on. So every morning I wake up, I do a 10-minute meditation, think about love, gratitude, and the breath, of course. And then I read for 30 minutes. I just read, I underline, and I learn.
Hey, I think the big takeaway here is we should all be Olympians. In a figurative sense. We're not going to make it to the Olympics, but an Olympics in our own life.
For sure. Approach life like an Olympian would.
Approach life like. And did you cover the 3? I see
no.
3 big ones, right?
You mentioned the sauna a couple times.
Yeah.
Tell us why that's so important in your life. That's huge that you mentioned that.
Yeah, I am a firm believer in the sauna and or the steam room, hot and cold therapy, but it's like a cave because it's great. You're not around your cell phone, which is huge. Nobody can get in contact with you. You're sweating like crazy. Not a lot of talking going on because the steam or the sauna, the smoke is going off a lot. So you can get inside your own mind and clear things up.
Work shit out.
Work it out, exactly. Like really get into it. What is going right in my life and what's going wrong? Where can I don't want to say get ahead, but where can I improve? What can I do better?
So sauna every day. Number 2, I see here.
Yeah.
Visualize successful outcomes, which clearly you're pro at.
No, I don't know about that, but yeah, visualizing successful outcomes. So I'll visualize my half-pipe run, and then I'll actually visualize myself landing the run and walking on top of the podium with my arms up. I say, visualize yourself with gold permeating through every cell and vein in my body. Arms up. And I do this, and I love that part. That's my favorite part of the day, actually.
And then the big one, read as much as you can.
Yeah, read as much as you can. I would recommend reading. I mean, whatever works for you, but it works best for me in the morning because I know towards night there's a million other things to do.
We have a whole library of Spartan books we wrote, so
Spartan.
you can be reading about Spartan the rest of your life.
I'm going to be reading, yeah. And then I would say another aspect of that is probably finally sleep and nutrition. Definitely by far the two
So you
biggest
talk about
things.
taking care of your mind and with the reading, but it's what you put in your body too.
What you eat is who you are is what you eat.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if I'm not feeling it good, I'll one of the biggest things I do actually is I'll use the USANA C Booster 600. It's a vitamin C packet every morning.
Yeah.
Just boom, chug it. I don't even put it in the water or stir that up.
I
give me a
I
sugar.
eat the packet and everything.
Yeah, why not? It's good for you.
Sephra's here, and she's a bit of a hippie and crunchy, and I say that lovingly. She let's talk about Hippocrates. Hippocrates said, "Let food be your medicine, medicine be your food." When health is absent, nothing is possible. So yeah, nutrition's a big one. We're crazy and lean towards plant-based. I don't know if you lean that way, but
For the most part, I eat as healthy as possible, but I
We all
I
slip.
do have a sweet. Yeah. You know Jocko.
I know Jocko.
Some sort of cake scenario, falling off the path. You know what you do? You get right back on.
That's good. Here's a good one you'll like, just to wrap it up with nutrition, is there are 3 levers to pull on a daily basis when it comes to nutrition, and you could fail at one each day. One is quantity, how much you eat. You obviously shouldn't eat a ton. One is quality, right? You shouldn't eat garbage, but sometimes we fall off the wagon. And then one is the window in which we eat. How many hours a day are we eating? So if you fail at one of those, make sure you nail the other 2.
I like that.
Isn't that good? Because we all fail. And so if you could say to yourself, you know what, I just got to make sure I nail the other 2, then you don't go completely off track.
Yeah, we're only human, right?
We're only human.
I just want to go back to your humility. You know, the world champion silver medalist. We're only human. You're superhuman. You are, dude.
Super. Hey, you said it, and I'm sorry to keep going here, but there's nothing you left on the table, right? Like you, is there any regret that says, shit, I could have had gold if, or did you just put it was just that day somebody was just slightly better?
And it's it's all up to it's all subject to what you think is better. Our sport is not black and white.
Good point.
But in my heart,
Yep.
I feel like I went there and I won and I gave it every single ounce of energy I had. So, no.
Just from an outsider's point of view, had you taken that booster C in the morning, it would have been gold.
Probably.
USANA, I'm just saying. Knuckles.
Thank you.
Good work.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, I told you that was a gold medal podcast. This kid's going places. And like I said, post that interview, he just won another gold medal. So he is definitely one to watch. I loved how he goes into the details of what is required for him to string together these moves, right? Close your eyes and visualize it step by step, every single movement in his mind 100 times. Then do it on a trampoline 100 times, but not just like an okay 100 times. They have to be perfect. Then what? Then he goes in the airbag. He goes in the water. Finally, he gets on skis, and he's thinking, all right, the first one's free, but you may die, right? But that's the way we should approach life. It's not like when we look at somebody on Instagram or we hear about somebody that's got some great success that, it was an easy road. No, No, this guy's been doing this since he's a young kid, and it takes 500 or 600 practice runs, whether it's in his mind, on the airbag, in the water, or on the snow, before he could pull together and hopefully not die. That's the level of commitment we're talking about here. And by the way, that's only to get one trick, right? He's got to string together 5 of those, which takes 5 years. And then, I don't know, it blew me away. The first time he had done his strung together moves was at the Olympics. So it's no easy task. I mean, it is literally, when they say 1 in a million, it's probably like 1 in a billion. I don't know. What it says to me is that success doesn't come easy, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. And what he's given us the roadmap. Like, if you want something bad enough, it's going to be hard work. It's going to be tremendous sacrifice, but it's doable if you're willing to do it. Look, we are all about changing lives, and certainly I'd love for you to spend 5 years on the snow to string together your Olympic gold. But if that's not in the cards, check out learn.spartan.com. Learn.spartan.com, where we take people like Alex Ferreira, and we put together a course, could be 10, 20, 30-day course, and we teach you things. We teach you plant-based living. We teach you how to eliminate your fear. We teach you how to train properly. And who knows, maybe there's a course coming on how to win an Olympic gold in the snow on skis. But anyway, check out the courses. Use the code PODCAST when you go to sign up. We're going to give you a year free. You're committed to us. We're committed to you.